am here to talk about all the incredible things that we have going on in this quarter, some fun incentives from two of our incredible leaders, both doing amazing things in the field right now. We have Brandon Cunningham, presidential consultant, and one of our newest EC3 consultants, Courtney Watkins. So Brandon, Courtney, thanks for joining today.
Thank you.
Most importantly, we didn't plan this. Like the jacket situation.
I was shocked. I couldn't believe we were all on the same page.
So now, because it's the drive theme, you wear that every day is my understanding.
I mean, it's pretty much my routine. I shower, stretch, and then I put the jacket on.
Shower, stretch, jacket. Got it. And Courtney, the same for you?
It's reducing the decision fatigue this summer because I basically just know tank top and a racer jacket. It's
reducing the decision. I mean, there's always a business lesson in there. But yeah, we are official drivers. So we are here talking about how we drive our business through this amazing quarterly incentive. You know, in the United States, it's all about the fast lane, and everywhere globally, they have kind of some different themes, but it's all around this idea that let's come together as a community. We want all the drivers to raise their hand and say, like, let's get after this. So Brandon, we're gonna go straight to you. You ready?
Yeah, ready, I think, maybe.
Yeah, on your marks? By the way, the drive, like, jokes and puns are endless.
Yeah, they are.
We're going to have a hard time matching this. But okay, so, you know, we've been talking about, like, last year we're in our rise era, this year we're in our drive era. And really, the era is all about enrolling, retaining, rank advancing. I mean, is there anything else in the business? Like, those to me are the most foundational things that you actually have to focus on to growth. But why are they so important?
Because anything outside of those three things is probably what we would call, like, management mode type stuff.
Oh, I love that.
So those three things are the income producing activities. And there's other aspects to it, but the enrolling piece is, like, it's fundamental for our business. Yep. It's fundamental. If we're going to create these checks, if we're going to create SC1s, it starts with enrolling. Yep. That's where it starts. The second piece of that, the retention piece, I think sometimes people maybe confuse retention with maintain, like retain and maintain, but they are really two separate things. Yep. Because maintaining kind of just seems like we're just going to hold what we've got. That is not at all what this is about. Retention is, so we enroll, and then the ones we enroll, we want to retain longer. So it's not that we're maintaining, we're building.
I love it.
And so that's a key part of this business, is not only getting people to get to our products, get to the Evolve Comp Plan, but then teaching them how to get their customers to stay longer, and honestly, their consultants staying longer. I mean, there's a retention piece to a consultant as well. Side note, if you get your people paid quickly, they will stay longer.
That's a pretty big side note. Like, maybe full note that.
Full note, highlight it, circle it. A paycheck in the first week or the first month is significant.
For sure.
Them sticking around. Yeah. And the advancement piece to this is probably what everybody wants, but maybe won't speak to, because sometimes there's people, they get hung up a little bit on money. They get hung up on maybe the recognition, like, I just want to be in the background. But honestly, that advancement piece of this is the reward for doing the first two. True. The advancement piece is the reward for enrolling and retaining. And all of us have this decision to make when it comes to these three things, because everyone knows these things. Like, if you went to anybody at LifeVantage and they were like, what are the three things that are important? They would probably say all those. So why isn't everyone doing it at the rate that maybe? So, like, I told some people recently that it's not necessarily people lacking skill to do things. It's lacking of motivation. And so the way I explain that is this. If I asked the two of you, hey, right now, would you guys like to go out for a 10-mile run?
Absolutely not.
Not a runner.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a driver.
I have a really bad knee, okay, and a bad hip from all those years on bike. So I've got aches and pains, right? But what if I said, for $100, let's go run 10 miles?
No, I'm
not.
No.
Okay, not okay, I get it. I wouldn't either. I'm with you on that. What if we took it to $10,000, $1,000 a mile.
Still a lot of miles.
But are we thinking about it?
Absolutely.
You're thinking about it.
Yes.
She didn't say anything. Like, you're like, I can see her over there. She's like, I'm thinking
And
about
not because I don't think that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a ton of money.
That's also a ton of miles.
But you're like, maybe the rehab. Like,
Yeah,
it's going to be
I'm
like.
Will I miss being able to walk?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But let's take it to $100,000. At $100,000, are we going 10 miles?
Oh, no question.
No question.
I'd probably do 11 for that.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so none of us lack the, we don't know if we're going to finish, but for $100,000, we're trying.
Yeah.
So
We're
my
in
point
it.
in saying all that is with earn, retain, and advance. The reason some people aren't doing it, maybe at the rate that they would like to, is because they haven't really tied the activities to the reward yet. So
True.
my encouragement would be, don't look at the small amount of rewards that are available on the table with Evolve.
Yeah.
If you want to enroll, because it's work. If you want to retain, it's work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to do this, but Evolve is such an incredible compensation plan that I'm still doing all three of those things because it's rewarding those behaviors.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it absolutely is. I mean, that's when we designed it, it was behavior based. Like, what are the behaviors that need to happen? And how do we continue to reward you at every rank for the input that you had in each of those? So I love that. So let me know on race day where I need to be for that 10 miler.
Let's
So,
talk to Carl about the $100,000.
Yeah, look, he'll love that. He'll be all in. All right, Courtney. So we're going to now kind of talk about each of one of those things. I love that analogy. We're going to talk about each of them kind of on their own.
Yeah.
But starting with enrolling. And you, I've been following your journey. You have found some incredible people. You've really done a great job, not only enrolling yourself, but you have a team of people really out there actively talking, enrolling, sharing the opportunity, very business focused. But what are those skill sets? Like, if someone is like, well, Courtney, how did you do it? Like, what are those skill sets that you really have to master to be just a great enroller?
To be a great enroller, I think it comes back to yourself. Like, looking at yourself, are you someone that someone would want to join? Like, do I look like the type of person that I would say yes to me? Okay. I think that's one of the pieces that it starts with. And building that confidence. I spend a lot of time on personal development. You know that about me. We talk. But I do something every day for my own mindset, for my own personal development. I think this industry is actually pretty simple at its core.
Enroll, retain, advance?
Yes, it's actually really easy, but the actions and having that motivation. So the reason why we would say yes to $100,000 is we knew it was a guaranteed. Yeah. We knew if I knew that you have cash in hand, I will do it.
So you're really not going to do it unless you see the cash, right?
I mean, yeah.
I'm with
Brandon,
you. I'm with you.
Okay.
Show me the cash.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
He seems trustworthy, but
and that's what I love about this business is though, Brandon's presidential, he has the same products, he has the same compensation plan, he's in the same company. So I've always seen this business as if someone else can do it, why can't I?
I love that.
And so with enrolling, I'm in a mining season right now. I've been telling people recently, I'm looking for people again. And I go through seasons when you bring on a big leader, it's a lot of work to get them to say yes. There's a lot of work for them to look at LifeVantage and then to say yes and then get them launched. But I read a book a few years ago, and it's one I go back to pretty frequently, 3 Feet from Gold. So you guys have probably read that book. But it's basically a guy that goes out and starts mining in Colorado, and he finds a little bit of gold, and he sends back to everyone, gets all this stuff, and doesn't find any again. Sells the property, the lot, whatever. Someone else comes in and actually starts researching and doing things with it and finds the biggest gold that they found in that area. And so it's one of those things that it's how often, if you knew that there was gold here in LifeVantage, would you be looking for it every day? And so right now, I know people are looking for LifeVantage. I know that there's top leaders. I know that there's influencers. I know that there's an everyday person at home that's looking for what we have. So am I going out to find them? So that's kind of how I think about enroll. And then retaining them is advancing them, right?
Yeah.
To have them see that success. And that's where right now our belief in LifeVantage is so unshakable. And that's what I love about LifeVantage is the products all have the science. Like, I'm not over here doing my own personal study. I'm just going off of that. And this summer especially, I am using the products as consistently as I ever have because I want those results with that summer stack. Like, I'm using them. I'm taking people on my journey. But we're also building an incredible business with that. And there is that certainty, especially the income disclosure. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely enroll off of the income disclosure that you're like, you might not be an EC3 like me, use me. You're like, this is my friend Courtney. This is my friend Brandon. This is my friend that just hit MC1. This is the average paycheck. Like, that certainty is here at LifeVantage.
I love that.
That's a huge point. I don't know how many people use the income or earnings disclosure as a recruiting tool, but
yeah,
highlight that thing up. Yes.
There you go. No, I love that. You know, it's interesting though, because people, you know, might be looking at you thinking, well, yeah, but you're Brandon Cunningham or you're Courtney Watkins. Like, people say yes to you. Yeah. Like, talk to me a little bit about that skill of enrolling day one. My guess is you both have heard no once or twice. But how do you get over that mindset of like, I mean, I guess it goes back to your analogy of the book. Like, you didn't find that one yet, but like, keep going, keep having those conversations. You're not going to be 100% on everybody.
As she was answering the question, it's exactly for me the same thing. You have to work on yourself first.
Okay.
So there's a lot of personal development that goes into recruiting.
Yeah.
I relate it to energy. I want to have such an energy when I'm speaking about LifeVantage or the products, the opportunity. I want to have such an energy about it that the words that are coming out of my mouth are not what's going to recruit them. It's the way I make them feel.
Oh.
Yep.
And that comes from my energy, but I don't wake up with that energy.
Okay.
I have to build that energy. So that comes through personal development and being like strict with it. Like, you know, there's lots of hours of podcast in here. That's scary. I know. There's lots of hours in studying our industry.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think even though this is the only company I've ever been in the network marketing space, I've spent a lot of time researching other companies, their comp plans, kind of becoming a professional in the industry, learning the industry. And it's helped me quite a bit in my recruiting. Because, you know, like if someone wants to get into a comp plan conversation and they'll say, well, tell me why yours is better than a binary. Well, if you don't know what a binary is, then might not recruit that person.
It's going to be a tough one to answer.
That's when I just get Brandon on the phone.
There you
I'm
go,
like,
you
I've
do
never
that.
heard of a binary.
Let me call my friend Brandon.
I know someone that does.
Well, I can tell you this. Okay, I went to the top rank, Pro 10 at the time, presidential, and I didn't know really what binaries were. But different era, different time right now. And I've taken it upon myself to learn these things about, and I don't know everything about all the comp plans. Yeah. But I'm telling you guys, I've put the hours in to get myself in the right headspace. And then that's the next piece is you've got to be in a recruiting mindset. Like, you've got to physically be saying, I'm recruiting right now. Because I do believe, I don't believe in seasons of recruiting, but I do believe there's times to harvest. There's times to harvest. There's time to plant the grapes. That's from another training that we talked about. But in
Brandon's training, like not a we training. Brandon did incredible training on the harvest, and it's constant. Like,
yeah, in order to get the grapes, like you're not getting any grapes unless you've done the work already.
Yeah.
And so it all boils down to energy to me. If you're going to be a good recruiter, your energy needs to be better than the person you're trying to recruiting, because it's just a transferable lead.
So what I hear you both saying is like the skill sets for enrolling is number one, work on yourself. Like, have that confidence, build that belief, work on your mindset, and then it's just go do it. And the more you do it, the more confident you'll get. Is that fair?
Yep, fair.
Courtney, you've obviously experienced incredible rank advancements this year. You also have a team of people who have experienced incredible rank advancements. I want to ask you, like, how important is kind of that personal rank advancement, but also, like, how do you keep your team motivated and see that they're rank advancing and celebrate those wins along the way? Like, talk to me a little bit about the rank advancement side and really the recognition side of that.
Yeah, so with the retain piece too, like going back on that, focusing on the people that you have here. I think sometimes in the industry, it's easy to get caught up in the person that you thought was going to do something and didn't. Or you enrolled a bunch of people and like only a couple of people. Sometimes that can affect your mindset that it's like, oh my gosh, I thought they were going to love this and they didn't. But focusing on the people that you do have.
I love that.
That helps to keep the boat rowing, right? And so that with rank advancements is huge because not everyone is going to be an SC1. Not everyone's goal is to be an EC1. So I learned that in my business that while my goal is presidential, not everybody wants that. And when I first started my career, I was delusional and thought everybody would want to be presidential and make $1 million and all the things. And when they all didn't, I was like, wait, what? And so I've learned to meet people where they're at and actually ask people like, well, what is your goal? What is your vision for your business? And then helping them to achieve that. And also as a leader, helping them to think bigger. Like sometimes you do need someone to push you a little bit and think a little bit bigger. Rank advancements for me is so much fun because I do love like the social side of it. I love making images and graphics and celebrating people and group chats, team chats. Since I've been here at the office, we've had 2 people that hit SC1 and we're sending images and like, oh my gosh, yay.
There's a pair of shoes somewhere ready for somebody.
Somewhere, like, let's do this. And so the rank advancements, the cool thing is there's a paycheck behind it.
I love that.
But what I've discovered for myself is when I'm thinking about the money, I don't do as well. Like if you're thinking about the paycheck that's attached to that, sometimes there's resistance. But when you think about a rank advancement, SC1, EC1, if you come over to my kitchen, there's Post-it notes all over. And I have my team ideas behind that as well. And so with rank advancements, there's recognition, there's celebration, and that also means that you've helped a lot of other people get their goals as well. And so that saying, help enough people get their goal and you'll get your own. That is what this industry and this company is all about.
So like you think of your team and you know what every single one of their goals are for the month.
I like to. And you know what? We utilize the corporate team a lot. So we have Kim and Victor. And for me, I'm not trying to micromanage my team. I want my leaders to feel like they're their own business. And so that detachment that I'm not trying to help you get your goals so I get mine. Like that's not the idea.
It's not meaning it's not self-serving. It's not
it's not like
Brandon, do this so I can get this.
Can you hurry up and get MC1 so I can get, like that's not helpful.
Right after my marathon.
Yes. And so I like people to, when they want that leadership, to go run with that. So I do love to know what you're going for. And there are times that, I've texted people like, are we going big this month? Like, are we going to play or are we going to play it safe? And so if I'm leading forward and I have these big, massive goals, I'm pulling that energy up too, that it's like, let's go. Let's get Thailand. Let's get the shoes. Let's get whatever's out there. Let's get Tiffany's. And the rank advancements follow, but our team all knows that it's like you're going to get celebrated, you're going to get shouted out. And something I recently did with rank advancement that I want to continue to do is actually making it a post on Instagram, those rank advancements that are at least MC1 and above or whatever, but that people can visibly see. Because if I was stalking me to see like, how's Courtney really doing in LifeVantage? I would go and I would check out the squares. And if I'm shouting people out regularly, that tells someone like, oh, if I come on her team, I can have success too.
I love that. No, I really, really love that. Yeah. So I'm going to take us a little bit and talk really about the incentive trip. Now, every market globally has an incentive trip that they can qualify for over the next 3 months. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we have been really focused on as a corporate team is make sure that these incentives aren't some random, like, do this weird thing and you get to go on a trip. Like, the way you earn these trips are enroll, retain, rank advancement. And for this upcoming one, it's about enrolling, rank advancing, and helping your team rank advance, which ultimately is helping them retain. But talk to me a little bit about how do you leverage incentives in your business? Something like this trip. How do you take it to the team?
It's a stepping stone for us for the fundamentals that is going to be required to reach the ultimate goal. Like the goal when you join LifeVantage, you didn't join LifeVantage to go on trips. For most people, right? Yeah. There's more personal things attached to why we run at LifeVantage, what those things are. But we were just talking about rank advancing. And so many people, that is like such a weird science and like they don't really know. So what we do is we use the trips and the points associated with the trips to get people to understand how to actually track a business. Like a household, like most households sort of know how much money's in their checking account. Because if you don't know, you might end up in a lot of trouble. Like if you're just spending crazy and you don't know at the end of the month what you got, there might be some problems.
Eventually that catches up
Could
to
catch
you.
up, right?
Yeah.
And so most people know really certainly what's in their savings account. But if I ask them how many SC1s are in your business, it would be like sometimes crickets.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's bad.
Yeah.
So we use the trips because there's a definite point total
Yes.
that people need to get the reward. Well, that we take that and show them how to use that to hit their rank advancing goals.
Yeah.
And so because we make a science out of that as well. There's ratios that we've used over the years that we know if you hit certain ratios, you're really close to rank advancing. So the saying is in our team, some people they're gonna know the words coming out of my mouth right now. And that is, you cannot manage what you don't measure.
Oh.
So it's impossible to manage your household.
Yeah.
To manage, like you can't plan for your next vacations if you don't know what your savings and budgets are. You can't, you will never know what you're going to rank event. You'll never know if you're going on the trips if you don't track it and manage the numbers. So that's how we use trips is there's a number, you have to track it. You got to go find it in your back office. Like, there's effort that's required.
Yeah.
We use that to teach them how to do the bigger goals, how to get to EC1, 2, 3 presidential, because, there's leg requirements, there's numbers, there's balance, there's all that stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Courtney, what about you? How do you leverage incentives and specifically this trip? How do you see your team really leveraging this and how do you lead out with it?
So I almost feel like I could join LifeVantage just for the trips. They are
okay.
that good. But the first thing about earning a trip and leading the way is deciding.
I love that.
It's the decision first thing, trust falling to the universe. I'm going to do this trip. And that's how we lead with trips. The videos that LifeVantage puts out is watch that video, visualize. The wallpaper on my phone is Thailand. I send out screensavers to our entire team. It's decide that you're going to get that, whatever trip it is. It doesn't matter. Get on board with it. I make a Pinterest board. I have Alaska Pinterest board. We have all the places because, again, I've never been there. I've never thought of those things. And so it's I'm not sure that I'm going to get that trip, that I have the Pinterest board. I have the ideas board. I'm sending that out to my team. That's one of the fun parts about it. But the trackers, you make it so easy to help people track their business, like Brandon said. And so what we've done, with Alaska, is how many points that you need, what your rank advancement is, and then breaking that down, just like Brandon said. But literally we're okay, if this person gets 2 SC2s and then 1 SC1, you'll get that many points. And we break it down in that way. And then we're okay, who do you know? And then how can we incentivize? How can we help you get that person to SC2? Virtuals or promotion or what can we do to help? And then we do each leg and each person in their business, starting with our leaders. And then who can we get to MC1 usually? And then break it down in that way. And we really made sure with Tiffany's and Alaska that people weren't leaving points on the table. So I would track constantly, and so would our team, of enroll points, retain. Okay, you need 400 more in orders. If you need 400, you're usually going to get at least 600. And then same with advancement. And so using each little step, it made the end goal so doable. But the trip is the ultimate marketing for me. That is the ultimate, you are having success in that company that you chose. If it's your friend that was why are you doing this? Your sister-in-law that's okay, you're annoying. Whatever it is.
Family is never like that.
You go on these trips and it just validates all of it. Yeah. But the other thing too is spouses. It gets your spouse so locked in. Whatever you're sacrificing to do your business, you take them on a trip and they're do more. They leave the trip.
How can I clear to your calendar?
How can you be like Brandon?
That's a good point.
So it's surrounding yourself with those people. Trips change. That's where I found my power partner, Dawn. in Park City. South Africa, we left with friends. We didn't have a single person from our team there. And with my team too, that was at Growth Summit and Park City, it bonded us. Like we are such lifelong friends. We're in it together. And that makes business more fun. I'm always like, I love that we get to do LifeVantage and life together. It's just the best. And that's what trips do.
I think being public about the trips is good because Lynette and I have recently had people say like, so tell us how you go on those trips. Tell us how you're doing that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's only because, we've been public with the trips and the pictures and in a strategic way, but more in a very appreciative, life-changing way that we get to share the experiences with.
Well, some people look at trips as like a reward, like, oh, I'm on this. And other people look at it like, this is a way I'm going to attract more people that are like, how do I go on a trip like that? And that's how I always look at the incentives. And the other thing I love is that this isn't costing us any money. Like I get to offer all this really cool stuff to my team, once in a lifetime trips, once in a lifetime Tiffany's, or custom sneakers, like whatever it is. That's what you get when you take it to the next level. And when you get your team there, that's the best reward. It's like, we're doing this together.
I love that. So I want to just bring this back to really where we started. And that's this idea of this quarterly cadence. And I love that you both touched on kind of that experience, that culture. I will tell you, I have been on a number of incentive trips. The South Africa incentive trip for me, like I got emotional watching you all walk across stage, even at convention, because like we will be forever bonded with that trip. I look at the Club 55, 56 in Japan. They were one ahead of the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not. I like that. Japan brought that. But I look at the community that came out of those groups, and this is what we are trying to create every quarter. An opportunity for people to say, it's my time. I'm in this quarter. Let's run. You're running for that goal, and then you're celebrating at these different locations. So I'm going to give you guys one last question. How important is that culture and that community vibe when it comes to building your business?
Oh, yeah. It's the stickiness to me. The culture, to me, I did a Zoom very recently, and it was a recruiting Zoom. We had people looking at the company. And I asked them, like, what do you think is the most important things? And you got the typical responses of product, comp plan, that sort of thing. And so the number one thing to me is in a recruiting atmosphere, we're talking recruiting, is the longevity of the company. That's number one.
Absolutely.
Because if you got the greatest product and the greatest comp plan, but the company's not around in 6 months, who cares? The product, it's a problem. Number two, I told them, more important than product or comp plan is the culture.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because not everyone's going to go to presidential. Not everyone's going to EC1 or 2. They're not. It's just not. I had the same problem when we joined. I'm like, why are you guys not doing what we're doing? Because I thought we all wanted the same thing. And so culture is what's going to help you attain all the things we've been taught. The right culture will get you on the trips. The right culture will get enrolling, retaining, advancing. The right culture will make this thing so much more enjoyable, and we get to determine what that culture is.
And you're relatively new to this culture too. Like, how important has this culture been to your success, and why is that important for people really to consider as part of kind of this incentive?
Well, the fun thing is it feels like the culture is continuing to develop here at LifeVantage. I came in not knowing anyone, and luckily I had Tyler Daniels mentoring me, and our team that we brought in. And it continues to evolve. Like Brandon, I know when I met you, you were like, let me know if there's anything that I can do. And vice versa. It's this culture of abundance, and there's more than enough to go around. Where if I'm doing well, that doesn't mean that you're not going to do as well. In LifeVantage, it really feels like everyone's cheering for each other. And we're building that and creating it as we go. It didn't feel like I came into a company that the culture was set and it's like, this is how we do things. It really feels like LifeVantage continues to evolve. And that's one of the reasons why a brand new person comes in and joins and they're like, oh my gosh, LifeVantage is brand new. It feels that way. And that's exciting and fun for us.
Well, I love that. You know, this is, the culture here really is special.
It's the best.
I think it's something that all of our leaders just contribute to in such a meaningful way, and that we take really seriously. But again, that's the reason we're putting these, aligning these quarters and these trips how we are, because we want everyone to really experience that for themselves. Like, don't take these professional drivers' words for it. But we want people to experience that. So can't wait to see both of you on the trip, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And yeah, we'll see you on the trip.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. Of the 60,000 active LifeVantage consultants, approximately 250 earn company trips. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information.